Have you ever wondered how rich people sustain their wealth? Most people think that being rich means having the financial freedom to spend money on whatever they want. Yet, this is far from the truth. Despite having millions of dollars, all rich people have one thing in common: they avoid unnecessary spending. Even with loaded pockets, you'll still find wealthy people opting for better deals, living simple lives, and spending their money on necessities instead of wants. In essence, they spend consciously, even if they can afford not to. In this video, I'm going to take you through the 7 expenses that all rich people avoid. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button below for more life-changing content. Expense number 1, debt repayments. The first expense that all rich people avoid is debt repayment, including any extra costs associated with owing money. I am not insinuating that debt is your biggest financial enemy. Actually, debt is a tool that the wealthy often use to get richer. This may be the case, but here's another truth: debtors are not the same. While some can manage large amounts of debt effectively, others find their lives ruined by it. Rich people understand that taking someone's money to make an investment is a risk that can go downhill very fast. Hence, many of them prefer not to take this risk at all. In this regard, the wealthy rarely explore options like multiple credit cards, car loans, and expensive home ownership plans unless the investment they are eyeing has the potential to outpace their interest rates. Without a proper financial contingency plan, debt repayment can impede your road to financial freedom. For example, how long does it take an average college graduate to repay the average student loan of $26,900? According to the Department of Education, this can spiral upwards to 20 years, about 5 times the amount of time spent in college. By the end of this period, this debt will probably have accumulated a lot of interest, making it a significant financial burden. This is why rich people avoid debt whenever they can, and if they have to assume debt, they ensure they have a clearly defined repayment strategy. Warren Buffett put it best: if you're smart, you're going to make a lot of money without borrowing. Expense number 2, designer brands. The second expense that most rich people avoid is lavish designer brands, such as exorbitant dress codes and fashion trends. Yes, we need clothes, and nice clothes to be precise, but does this mean one should throw a significant amount of their earnings into expensive designer apparel every month? Probably not. Rich people aren't necessarily impressed by wearing trending designer sneakers that will probably tear in a few months. If you don't believe me, refer to Steve Jobs' famous dress code. Apple's founder always rocked basic jeans, a black sweater, and the same sneakers for years. He walked around in clothes that probably never turned heads, yet he owned one of the most profitable tech giants in history. Rich people know that value will always rank higher than mere price tags, and this is why they are pragmatic with their expenses. This is why billionaire Bill Gates casually wears a $10 Casio watch to public events and Michael Bloomberg rocked the same pair of loafers for 10 years. They understand that material stuff will never match up to the deeper, life-changing experiences that money can buy. So, why spend money on shoes every month when a pair can serve you for a whole year? And besides, if you work so hard making money, why put in more effort just trying to prove it? Expense number 3, expensive real estate. This may surprise you, but another expense that rich people shun is owning multiple expensive and luxurious homes. Although they live in luxurious mansions, you'll find that these houses weren't bought at their present values, and even if they were, the values don't inch anywhere close to their net worth. Buying an expensive house situated in an exclusive neighborhood is a counterproductive approach to wealth accumulation. You'll find that the number of millionaires living in houses valued at $300,000 is 3 times more than those living in houses priced at $1 million and above. Living in $1 million house or neighborhood paves the way for an expensive lifestyle, which can compromise savings and wealth accumulation. Rich people purchase houses at a low price in profitable neighborhoods, then let the value appreciate over time to resell at huge profits. It comes as no surprise that Warren Buffett has lived in the same house since 1958, and it has almost tripled in value. Unlike average income earners who often take big loans just to buy a fashionable house, rich people know that purchasing a house at an exaggerated price is a laughable investment. Expense number 4, TV entertainment and video games. Another expense you will never find rich people wasting their money on is TV and video games. According to experts, millionaires don't spend more than 60 minutes a day in front of a television screen, unlike the average person who spends roughly 5 to 7 hours a day. Jumbo television packages are an alien concept in most million-dollar homes, with most of them opting to pursue meaningful endeavors such as reading impactful books or working on their businesses. Numerous studies uphold that there is a strong correlation between a household's total income and the TV consumption rate. Households with a net worth of less than $25,000 recorded insanely high amounts of TV hours, while richer households, with a net worth north of $75,000, recorded significantly lower TV durations and consequently more life fulfillment. Excessive video games and TV consumption will only sap your time, energy, and most importantly, your money. Besides, how do you expect to climb the financial ladder when all you do is lounge around on your couch watching other people become rich? Expense number 5, flashy cars and expensive flights. You might think that besides flying business class, all rich people drive the most luxurious cars. Well, here's a disclaimer, most of them don't. Wealthy people have been caught numerous times driving basic cars that you and I could easily afford, and even more puzzling, ditching expensive business class tickets to fly economy. When asked why he prefers to drive a basic Acura TSX priced at around $30,000, part of Mark Zuckerberg's response was that it is safe, comfortable, and not ostentatious. This is the most logical and accurate reasoning when it comes to car ownership. Most people tend to perceive car ownership only at face value, often oblivious of how much it's going to cost them down the road. Owning a flashy car comes with high maintenance costs, increased stress levels, and societal pressure to top it off with classy car accessories, which you can comfortably do without. With all these things in mind, why plunge more than 10% of your assets or income on a car that will start depreciating before you know it? Unlike most individuals who succumb to societal pressure, you shouldn't be surprised to find a millionaire driving around in a cheap or even old car. A study conducted by Experian Automotives indicates that you are most likely to find 60% of billionaires moving around in Fords, Toyotas, and Hondas. Expense number 6, fast food. Another common expense that rich people avoid is frequent overindulgence in fast food. While the average person can't help eating out almost every night, rich people opt for more frugal dining options. You might expect a millionaire to walk into a restaurant chain and order lunch for everyone or even rent out the whole restaurant for themselves, but what if I told you that even rich people make use of discount coupons to save on costs? They will cause a scene if a restaurant overcharges them simply because they are rich. For some, purchasing groceries is a more viable option compared to eating processed foods in a restaurant. Rich people also tend to align themselves with healthier lifestyles, which makes financially draining junk food a no-no. Expense number 7, costly formal education. Looking into the success stories of most rich people, you'll notice that formal education had very little to do with their financial success. For the record, nearly a third of billionaires are college dropouts whose dreams surpassed earning a piece of paper packaged as a degree to make it more enticing. Formal education, or colleges to be more precise, works hard to contain our minds in a box. College grooms us for commendable academic success, being praised for it only to end up chained to a desk in the name of employment. Once you set foot into the real world, you will realize that the piece of paper you spent thousands of dollars on was never a ticket to financial freedom. Most rich people never relied on regurgitating content to get rich. Instead, they leveled up on tangible investment skills which school will never teach you. So, while college graduates spend almost 20 years of their careers servicing debts, most rich people are usually financially affluent by this time.